record. I'm starting from the monthly chart on Euro AUD. Euro AUD, we have the price. We have price, on a downtrend in a bearish structure. This candle you're seeing here sponsored that move of the downtrend. This candle, this origin candle, this was the last buy to sell. That was the last buy to sell. It sponsored the move that broke market structure to the downside. So that's my buy to sell candle. Buy to sell. Usually I use the body candle. If the candle of the body is small, I use the wick inclusive. So now this candle sponsored the break of market structure to the downside, right? And where's the structure that was broken? This structure was broken. We have a close of body candle below that structure. So we have I have a break in market structure to the downside. We have a break of market structure on this area. Price, close below that low. Changing the structure from an uptrend to a downtrend. Basically, market structure is everything because it's still market structure. This market maker would follow. When they move their large volume, they want to balance the structure of the market. Rather, they want to balance the structure of the market. Then, after this bearish move, we have an uptrend. Price seems to be going in an uptrend since when? 2012. Price has been going in an uptrend, and where is the candle that is sponsoring this up move? This is the candle, because this was the last set to buy, but we'll have it is already mitigated. You see the mitigation.
I'm glad you said that. I would have picked that one for the move instead of the other one. So I'm glad you pointed that out.
So now we have this candle. This is a monthly order block. Okay. This was the last sell to buy. Last sell candle that sponsored the last sell to buy. The last place the banks placed a sell order to buy up. So we have a monthly OB on that spot. Right? We have a monthly order block that is unmitigated. Price has still not come back to mitigate it. Now, this sponsored the move to the downside. We are having a retracement back into that range. And when price got into that range, you saw a rejection. This is a rejection block. This is a rejection block. If I was to use this candle, I would use the wick and the body, right? And if I was to use just the wick, I would look for 50% of the wick, for price to retrace into 50% of the wick. Now we have our uptrend. Price has been going in an uptrend, creating higher highs, higher lows, and we have a break of market structure. This is where we have a break of market structure. Where price, first break structure. This is a low, right? And this was where price first break is the structure to the upside. So this was our first break of market structure. Our first break of market structure to the upside. So we have other up structures that were broken. Price broke this low that we have here with this candle. This was what sponsored the move. And remember I said the break of market structure is when we have a sponsored move, when we have our previous high and our previous low, supply or demand taken out by a sponsored move. Remember I said so.
Yes.
And if you take a look at this chart properly, you see we have our sponsored. You can see we have our sponsored move that took out this high. This is our high. We have our sponsor move that took out the high. We have our sponsor move. Look at the sponsor move that took out this old high we have here. Let me bring it down. So that was a breaking market structure for me. I don't need to for price to go all the way up. The fact that a previous high, previous lower high was taken out is a breaking market structure for me. That's the price telling me that the structure has changed. You know, you asked me, Queen, how do you know that it wants to make a U-turn? We don't have a say. We don't know when it will make a U-turn. But we'll see price failing to break a low or failing to break a swing high or a swing low. We anticipate that price might probably be making a temporary change in trend. So we have our shift in market structure right here. Now, this candle kept going up, 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 and still has not returned to mitigate on this candle, on this monthly candle, right? So we have our lows. These are all hanging, all them hanging fruits. This has already been taken out by this candle, so that's been taken out. Then we have price create a new zone in this area. This is the new demand zone. The price generate a new candle that also continued the sponsored move. Price has not mitigated the first one. Take note. This is another monthly order block. Price has not mitigated the first one. Take note. It's still there. It's unmitigated. So their sell is still running at a loss while they keep pushing price up. So their sell is still running at a loss. Now, what is the reason why we look for origin candles? Origin candles that sponsored move, the banks will look for a way to push price into that region to break even. Origin candle that sponsored moves, the banks will look for a way to push price to that region to what? Mitigate. Did you get what I just said?
Yes.
Price has been going in an uptrend. Now, we have a shift in momentum from the uptrend. Why? A previous low was taken out. We have a break in market structure to the downside. Why? A previous low was taken out. We have a close of body candle on this region. Now, if you take a look at all, take a look at this low was, broken. We have a close of body candle below it. Price dipped down. It's clear price came for this low that we have here. Did a stop hunt. Price did a stop hunt and took the stop losses of those people that were buying on that journey, took them out. And you see, because of this stop hunt he did here, he gave price, fueled the momentum of this buy, and you can see how price sped up before price took out this stop loss. You can see it was a sketchy buy, a sketchy buy. But all of a sudden, immediately took out the stop losses, activate stop losses of people that were buying here. That's a sell side liquidity. You see a very good move up. continuation of the uptrend. Now, why some persons don't like to trade peak? Because price may pretend as if it's going to make a what? A trend change, a trend retracement. And you might decide to say, okay, let me take the buy or sell since price is doing a trend retracement. And price will end up coming back and taking you out in stops. So many persons don't like trading peak. Are you following?
I am.
What is a blind candle? I would prefer to put.
Can you tell me again what that BC stands for?
Sorry?
Buy side, right?
Sorry?
The BC at the top?
No, blind candle.
Blind candle. Okay, because that's a rejection candle.
Yes, that's a rejection block.
Okay.
I just want to take out the 50% of that rejection block.
Okay.
So we have our 50% blind candle on that spot. Now this is our monthly chart for Euro AUD. Price is making a retracement down. We already have a break of market structure to the downside. This trade, if you can harass someone, how do you place advert every second on someone's chat? Very, very irritating. Like you're shoving it down your throat to take go premium. So I'm going to the weekly.
Okay.
See the break of market structure. So on the weekly, we have this long rejection block showing sign of willingness to go upward. Price wants to go down. Price wants to go down. Now we have this CB, which is a sell side inefficiency, buy side imbalance. That we are also seeing that price left. This is a volume imbalance. Don't forget we have our blind candle up here.
Okay. Mhm.
We also have our monthly, our weekly order block right here. You can see last week closed bullish. So this is the weekly order block. So you see the retracement down, a break of structure, price retrace into that immediate zone. Look at that breakup block in that zone and continue selling. So now I'm going to go to the daily. Daily is more structural. You just give me a minute. Let me take biscuit from the kitchen. Ah, so I go back from church and I'm eating. Natty, this is Natasha. Hi.
Yes, hello.
Come and join me to eat biscuits.
Sure, sure. Help yourself. Help yourself.
I'll be taking the class. So on the weekly, I showed you price close bullish. That's this week. We're entering a new week by 10 a.m. today. I like the daily more because the daily is more structural for me on the higher time frame. You can see this rejection, you can see all the rejection, you can see the wick. The 50% of the blind candle is actually on top of a daily candle, the top of a daily candle. So now we have a uptrend. You see this uptrend? It was very clean. Price was going up, very clean. Right? This was the retest of that low. So what sponsored this move? This is the other block that sponsored it. This daily order block sponsored the move, and it says it's already mitigated to the peep. Now we have our trend line phantom over here, right? And you see our price came out and take out that trend line phantom. So this low took out everything to the peep. Don't forget we have an unmitigated monthly order block below that we're expecting price. Now, how did we get this shift? We see this imbalance. This is the candle that sponsored the break of structure to the downside. This daily candle is responsible for that break of market structure. Sponsored the move. This daily candle sponsored the break of market structure to the downside. So like I said, we look for origin candles. Origin candles always sponsor moves. Origin candle always sponsor move. They are the place whereby the banks place their loss. They have their losses. So all we are waiting for is for them to go mitigate the loss and continue on that initial trend. So we have that origin candle. This is the candle that was responsible for the break of this structure to the downside. All of this structure, all of this trend line that was taken out, that candle, that daily order block sponsored that move. Now, you see the retracement price did. Price did, this is a proportion block, but price did not mitigate this candle. So we have our imbalance resting here. And take note, we have a high here. Price has not mitigated that candle that sponsored the move. Instead, price came back and mitigated this proportion block, closing inside this proportion block, rendering this proportion block invalid. This is invalid. So now we have our.
Can you repeat that again? I'm not.
Come again.
Can you repeat that statement again?
Okay, I said we have our imbalance. This is the origin candle that sponsored the break of market structure, that whole structure to the downside. Now, price retraced into that region, but it did not mitigate this other block. Instead, it for the proportion block. We still have the banks running at a loss on this last up candle, which is the bearish order block. The bank is still at a loss on this candle, so they will still come back and mitigate it. Now, this proportion block we have here, price closed inside the block, making this candle invalid. It violated this daily order block. So this daily order block is not useful to price anymore. We have this here, this CB, price is coming to fill up that imbalance. So now we have the uptrend, we have a downtrend, and price. Now this is supply, right? Under supply, we have equal low, clean equal lows resting here. It's very clean. Now we have our supply, and if price should continue on a bullish trend, we should not see a momentum taking out a supply zone. You can't be looking for buy when for sell when supply is taking out. When supply is taking out, you cannot be looking for what? Sell. When demand is taking out, you should not be looking for buy. When supply is taking out, look for the nearest breaker block and continue the buy. So now what am I looking for? I'm looking for price to retrace into this zone. And don't forget, we have a weekly block in that spot. Inside that weekly block, we have a daily order block. And in that daily order block is carrying a fair value gap. I know fair value gap by internal liquidity, remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
And ICT said something about other blocks that carries fair value gaps are highly, they are very vital to price, because it's an order block that has a liquidity inside of it. Did you grab?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's a daily order block inside the what? A weekly order block. Now we have supply taken out. You can't be looking to sell when supply is being taken out. You should be looking to buy. You should be looking for the nearest place price will come and mitigate, then continue on the buy trend. Now we have our swing low. Can you see the swing low? A low, a lower low, and a higher low. This is the swing low. Now we expect price to create. This is a low. I'm expecting a lower low and what? A higher low to continue on this buy trend. So the lower low might be somewhere around there. We could have a 4-hour order block or a 1-hour order block in this region that price might come and mitigate, because price may not want to come down deep into this zone. I would love to see price fill up this fair value gap before buying up. And filling up that fair value gap will give us 50% of this breaker here. This bullish order block, 50% of the bullish order block rather will be filling up the fair value gap. Without using my Fibonacci, you can see I actually got the 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Tina. Okay, thank you. You can see without putting my Fibonacci, price rate, I fit on 50%. So now you'll be wondering, where is price going? Price is going into this zone. Price is coming into this zone to fill up this imbalance we have here. Price is coming to that zone to fill up that imbalance we have there. Now, price has taken out this high. These are the highs. These are the structures we're anticipating price to break. Remember, we also have this breaker here, but it has been mitigated. This is the major candle that has not been mitigated, and that's where I'm looking to sell from. That's where I'm looking to sell from. I'm looking to sell from this region. So I'm anticipating a buy to sell.
Okay.
Don't forget, price is going in a downtrend on the monthly. So price coming back is going to take out that order block. Might respect it for some time. So I would just prefer to use an imbalance as my take profits. So this is one setup I am looking at selling the price get to this region. So now I'll go to the 4-hour, but before I go to the 4-hour, my buy intention will be coming from the 50% because of the imbalance I have right there. Just fill up this imbalance. That's what I just want price to help me do. That is a long, nice, sweet buy. Now, we did not anticipate this movement, right? We did not. Price just gave us market structure shifts to the upside. We only now start looking for a break in structure and look for where to buy to continue with price, because we are just mere speculators. I keep saying it. You can't force price. Your money is not enough to compete with the market maker. So you only look for how they are moving their money and you just, join in the movement. Are you following? Does this chart look clear to you?
Correct. Yes, it does. It looks clean.
Are you sure you can do something like this if I give you an assignment?
I'm going to do my best.
Beautiful. I love that.
And I know where I make a mistake, you will mark it up and explain it to me. So I'm confident that I can do it.
Okay, beautiful. So now this is my buy to sell. My buy to sell.
Do you have confidence in me that I can do it based on what you've seen me do so far?
Sorry?
Do you have confidence in me that I could do it based on my work you've seen so far?
Yes, but I compliment your USD chef, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yes. So much that you thought you asked if it was someone else.
Sorry?
I said so much you've even asked, did you mark this up?
Yeah. And don't over expect too much from you. Just love the process. Just do it right.
Yes, ma'am. I will. I'm curious, if you were to extend that trend line, would it hit that daily OB? If you continue drawing that trend line, would it go to that spot, or you never do that to see?
I'm coming. If I was to extend this trend line, I'm only following the lows. It's going to get to this breaker.
Okay.
I'm going to get to this breaker, yes. So I'll go to the 4 hour. Sorry?
I didn't say anything.
I'll go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we have our break of structure. We have our break of structure, and we have our this is the high that was broken. So I'm expecting a retracement into that zone. I'm not still feeling convinced of this price movement. I still feel price will come and take out this low. Except price will just want to respect this for our order block and continue on this uptrend. But I'm not still feeling confident about that move yet, in the sense that I would like to see price come for this order block, this origin candle. Okay, on the 4 hour, we have a very clean break of structure. You can see 4 hour is really a beautiful time frame because it's like daily. Let me just say it's the more descriptive illustration of daily, because on the 4 hour you see everything clearly. See, all the structures are very clear. You see the highs, you see the lows and all that. So 4 hour is my lowest time frame in terms of higher time frame. Is my lowest timer in terms of higher time frame. So now if price is coming, you see this buy side imbalance that is here. If price can come and mitigate this block we have, which is this is 50% of the block where I put my price. So where I put my entry, my point of entry. So price may come for this body candle or may just fill up this imbalance. This is a fair value gap. This is a 4 hour fair value gap, which also validates this other block. But you can see price sometimes might ignore a particular order block just to continue on its movement. You see the daily order block that sponsored the break of market structure to the downside. You see how price ignored that daily order block, left it for a specific reason, and continue in the downtrend without mitigating that candle. So price might as well ignore this order block. So we only anticipate if price breaks this low, we know price is going for that other block.
Okay.
If price breaks this low, we have here, if it breaks this low by violating this other block, closing inside this other block, then I know price is coming for this. If price respect this other block, but do a turtle soup by taking out this supply here, price can come and wick below this region. It's valid. Price can come and wick below this region. If price come for this region by wicking below this region, then we know that it's going to respect it. But if it closes inside this other block, then we know that price is coming for this area. Does this look clear to you?
Yes.
So in this, we have 2 points of interest. We have 2 points of interest. The first point of interest is this 4 hour order block. When price close inside this other block, just know that it has violated that other block, and we should be looking at where this zone for our entry. But if price respect this other block by making only a turtle soup into the supply zone of this candle, then we know that price is going up from here and is not using this. Maybe to further notice, price might come for it.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
No. No, I don't.
Okay, so this is clear to you, right?
Yes.
So buying up all the way up, if price can retrace into that area, we're doing 898 pips, almost 1,000 pips. Very clean. Look at our take profits. Our take profit, you can see the imbalance inside that area we're having our take profit. See this imbalance we have here. This week we have inside our take profit. This is where we are expecting price to get to. So these highs inside this area, price to come and fill up this imbalance. The body candle, but we are taking profits before that region. We're taking profits at the what fair value gap. The daily fair value gap, which is before that imbalance we have above. So this is my sentiment on Euro AUD. Do you have any pair of your choice you want us to look at?
I'm sure I have one more. I'm gonna stop the recording, okay?
Yes.